Okay. Well, in that case, so let me explain. We're at the end of our exponentials and logarithms unit, and normally it would be time for a performance task. Now, um, this this is already would have been different, or this performance task already would have been different because it was more like a project, anyways, in how I first did it last year. So we took a couple days in class just to work on it. And so, I mean, usually it was that you would leave it in class with me and then you'd come back and work on it the next day and et cetera. So it wasn't like a standard um, performance task, like test type thing where you just do it and then turn it in and then corrections and then do it again. It was more like a project. And so we're still going to do that regardless of how weird everything is right now. Okay, so I am going to send out to you the project, right? And it's a big long PDF file. Has a lot of stuff for you to look at, a lot of stuff for you to read, and it involves you needing to solve a mystery, basically. So you kind of remember whenever I was gone, you guys did that, or I had you do that murder mystery activity. So think along those lines. It's not a murder mystery, but is still sort of like a use our knowledge of logarithms and exponentials in order to in these like various word problems to help us figure out an answer. Okay, so and it's a lot of information. So it's like a bunch of stuff you have to read. There's a bunch of maps and tables and things and stuff you'll have to look at and cross reference in order to determine and solve the end goal, the mystery that I'm trying to get you to solve. Um, I would like. Wait, hold on. So yeah, I'll send it to you. I guess the way that we'll have to do this is if you, I don't know. I guess the best way, or maybe not the best way, but one way is you'll have to either just write everything down on paper and then email that to me. Okay. Um, Another option, I guess, would be if you have some way of writing on your like laptop screen. I mean, you guys all have OneNote, so you could write on OneNote and do your work on OneNote, and then um, print. So from the OneNote file, print it, change it into a PDF, and then send me that PDF. That's another option. Um, I'm not sure, but so eventually, so some way, and if you don't, if you can't figure out a way, you don't know a way, then talk to me. Cassidy has an iPad. Yeah. Um, then figure out a way that, or yeah, email me or say, hey, I don't have a way, and then we'll figure something out. But if I mean, worst comes to worst, just do it on some paper that you have, and then take a picture of that the best that you can, and send it to me. Okay. Now it'll probably have to be a few pictures because I'm asking for a lot of work involved here. Right. Um, so obviously I'm not going to do, not obviously, but I'm not going to do any type of like monitoring, right? I'm not going to, you know, watch over you guys or try to, not going to try to get everybody in here at the same exact time to try to do like a Zoom conference or so that I can, watch and make sure or look at what you're doing. I mean, that would be ideal. I would love to say that we could do that, but I don't think it's very realistic. So unfortunately, like even now, I don't really know how many people are actually listening to this. I know I can see that there's a handful of people in here, but I don't really know who's who. So, um, so I'm going to rely on you guys to spread the word about this to tell people, hey, this happens. And I'm also going to send an email that has the file in it. But um, make sure if you know of anyone or anybody in the class, just kind of send out a, hey, did you see Abundus's performance task project or whatever? Cassidy, can I borrow it? Um, so this will be your thing you're doing on your own over the weekend. Um, if you want to, obviously I can in no way enforce like if you use your notes or not. All right, so let's just make it easy. You can use your notes. All right, open notes. So hopefully because of that, you won't feel the need to ask and work with other people. Again, I have no way of enforcing that, but that's my hope. Um, you know, and that's probably a bit naive of me, but um, I don't know. So the best way that I have to grade this, right? And there's a portion in the file that you'll see where it asks, where it's just like lines, where I would, if you were in class, I would have you do it. I would have you like writing out, kind of like essay style. And so it asks for like an explanation, right? And where you need to explain what you did, why you solve for what you solve for, how you solve for it, and how that helps you determine what your final answer is. Okay. And so that'll be like a really critical part of this, right? Kind of going forward in general with our, besides just this particular project performance task, but any performance task that we do in the future as well, it's going to be a lot based on, do I believe you actually understand what you're talking about? Right. And do I feel like it's really you who's saying it? Okay. Because obviously, if I just sent an equation for you to solve, well, I mean, you guys could all solve the equation, or there's typically one standard way to solve an equation. And I don't really know, did you actually do that? Did you talk to a friend? Did you just type it into some website? And so I get that. So the way that you're going to really prove to me that and the way that I'm going to score this is based heavily off of the explanation portion. So of course the actual math will be part of it as well. Did you actually solve and find the things you needed to find and get the correct answers? But can you prove to me that you were the one that did that and that you understand how it works? So the explanation part will be a huge part of this. So make sure you not only know what you're talking about and can explain it, but can also explain it, in your own voice. Okay. When do I want it emailed by? I would like it emailed by this class time on Monday. Okay, because my plan would be to go through and start the newest unit or lesson on Monday. How does that sound? I'm in a hat today. This stream sponsored by Teague Electric Company. Do you want me to put my mask on too? What are we doing? Finley, you just missed a big, long explanation of that. Stream is sponsored by, I'm sponsored by a lot of things because people know that I get a lot of viewers. So they trying to get all the advertisements on here. I was doing orchestra. Nice. Where's the mask? Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me cue that up. All right, we're safe now. Nothing can harm us. We are going to efficiently and safely solve the problems. Why do you have that? Why not? Because I'm smart. I've had this for years. I got this like 6 years ago or something. Because I knew today would come where we would have to deal with this. Finley, you don't know, okay? Don't tell me how it works, miss. I was in orchestra. I mean, that's what it sounds like when you breathe in this thing. I don't know. So you guys understand about the performance task? Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this thing now. Okay, so in summary, for anyone or everyone who just showed up, okay, I'm gonna email you this afternoon the project / performance task. Okay, due by this time on Monday. Okay, so you have all weekend to work on it. And so again, and the big emphasis in how I will score this is not only just do you have the correct values, but did you give me a thorough explanation so that I truly believe that you understand what you're talking about? Okay, so this will definitely not be the time to skip steps and you know, just write out a couple sentences, right? Because if you do that, then what do I think as the teacher of you sending me this? Well, do they really know what they're doing? Did they just ask a friend what the answer was and then, look at what they wrote and sort of write the same thing, or whatever. So prove to me that you actually understand the process that you went through and why you did it and how that helped you arrive at your final answer. Cassidy, yeah. So Cassidy, if you would like to submit your project in the form of a PowerPoint presentation, so I'm not saying you guys have to write like a 10-page paper, and I'm not saying detail every single intricate step of like, and here I subtracted by 3 on both sides because whenever there's a 3 over here, if I subtract 3 from one side, then I have to subtract it from the other side too. Like I don't need obvious detail stuff like that, but stuff that is, based on the new processes that we learned and why you choose certain numbers or how you got to a certain answer. I do need those explanations. Present our PowerPoint I emailed you. Okay, well, I'll look at it, but before that, let's stick to the, are there questions I can actually answer about what's about to happen? I fully believe your presentation is really good. Okay, so as far as I know right now, based on the chat, I know that Cassidy is here, Finley is here, and Megan is here. And then there's a bunch of other names that I have no idea who they are, what they are. So again, I'm going to send out the email, but if you guys could help me out with this and just, we have very few people in our class. If you have people's numbers, text them and let them know, hey, Abundus is emailing out a performance task. It's due on Monday. That would really, really help me out. I really appreciate it. Just to ensure that we're reaching people, because there's still a couple people that I've yet to ever officially hear from. Again, maybe people are in here right now. I just don't recognize the usernames, but I require your help.